Hello. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys on a long drive. Not really long, it's going to be 4 or 5 minutes. But you know, when you come from India or other Asian countries to Australia, US, Canada, it becomes a little bit confusing when you want to drive. The roads are beautiful, but the rules are a little bit confusing because we probably haven't heard of these rules before, or I'd rather say followed these rules before. So today's video, we are just going to drive around Melbourne and see how it's like, understand few of the rules, and hopefully I can make driving a bit easier for you guys when you come here. So right now we're driving on this road which has two components. This is a tram track, and usually the tram runs here every 30 to 45 minutes, and you can drive on the track unless there is no tram in front of you or behind you, because then you are obligated to give way to that vehicle. Otherwise you can pretty much drive on this road easily. And yes, so the speed limit right now, you'll see a sign over there, it might be around 50, so you can't go above that speed limit. Every road has different speed limits here in Australia, but in areas where you can see there are a lot of houses, or if it's a residential complex, you have to drive at 50 kilometers per hour if the speed limit is not mentioned otherwise, right? So there is a signal there. We're going to take a right turn, and obviously it's red, so we need to stop. I don't know, from wherever you're watching, you might not stop on red signals over there, but here you have to. So yep, the signal is green now, and we've taken a right turn. So again, the speed limit is 50. On the left side over there, you're going to see that these are the parking spots. Now at these parking spots, you're going to see little boards in every 50 meters, every 100 meters, and these boards do just tell you that you can park between this duration. Like for example, on this stretch of the road, between 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. you can only park for 1 hour. If you park more than that, then you are breaking the law. So we're just going to take a left turn into some random street over here, and I'm just going to show you some streets. So this is a cycling lane here, so when I take a left turn, I have to do a blind spot check to see that no cyclists are coming at the back. Now in this area, usually you have to drive at around 40 kilometers per hour, because somebody might walk in front of you, may try to cross the road or something like that. Alright, so now there is a give way sign over there. Now what does that mean? So the give way sign over here, it basically means that I have to stop here at the intersection. I have to look left, and then I have to look right, and if there is no vehicle coming, I can take a right or a left turn. So this is what give way is. And there are two types of signs over here. There is something called a give way sign, and then there is something called as a stop sign. Now the difference between the two is that at a give way sign, you have to look in both the directions, and if there is nobody coming, you can just drive off. But for example, there is a stop sign ahead over there, and what we are going to do here is, I'm going to show you what to do. So you see the stop sign, you come and stop at the intersection. You've already given the indicator in your vehicle. Now you have to wait a minimum of 3 seconds, no matter if a vehicle is coming or not. Once you've waited 3 seconds, you might have to wait more than 3 seconds, but it is absolutely essential to wait at least 3 seconds. Now as you see, there are two lanes here right now. One lane converges to the left, and the road becomes single laned again. So yep, we're just driving over here. It's really peaceful when you drive after 8:30 or 9 in the night, and when I go for my job, and when I do some other stuff as well, it involves a little bit of long driving, so it feels pretty peaceful at times, and that's what we're all looking for at the end, right? Peace. Because sometimes driving becomes so, like, you won't even realize that you're driving. All of a sudden it'll hit you that, oh my god, I'm driving, because sometimes the roads are so empty over here. Right now we are in the suburbs, so it's still a little bit of how should I put it, little bit of activity here and there, but when you go away from the suburbs into the regional areas, it becomes even more quiet. So here we are approaching this intersection. Now this intersection is a little bit complicated. They have redone the whole thing, so it's a lot less complicated now. So we'll have to take a right from the second signal, not this signal but the second signal, but I'll have to get into the lane over here itself, because now if I'm in the rightmost lane, I can take a right from the signal in front of me. If I was in the left lane, then it would have been problematic for me to then give a right signal. Now as you can see, the road, the line is dotted over here, and then the line becomes solid. On a solid line, I cannot change lanes. That's the important thing. So you're not allowed to change lanes on a solid line. We're just gonna wait here at this signal. It's probably gonna be like 5-6 minutes, because I've been to the signal many times. Hopefully we can get through. Let's see. So it turned yellow. Now if you are already in the process of crossing the signal and it turns yellow, you can go through. But if you haven't approached the crossing yet and it turns yellow and you're trying to cross it yellow, you will be at fault. So we are about to take the right turn now. Now here the thing is, I've just taken a right turn, but I have to take a left turn again because I'm going to the other side of the road. So you have to make sure that you're in the correct lane, otherwise you're going to be welcomed with a lot of horns. And it's not like India that you can just press horns on every intersection, or if you just feel like it, you can't just press horns. Because here, if you press the horn for a vehicle in front of you, it's considered that you're yelling at them or something. So you have to be very careful when you just blow a horn to some vehicle in front of you or at your side. Now you can see these signs on the roads over here. They won't be very clear because we are driving at like 60 kilometers per hour, so it might be a little blurry. But what these signs are telling you is that there is road works going on, so the speed limit is changed a little bit. Here it hasn't changed, it's still 60, but most of the places where you see these signs for road works, the speed limit goes down from 60 to 40 or even 30. So it just depends what area you are in. If you're closer to the city, then the speed limits are already 40, so they don't take it down that much. So we're going to try to take a U-turn now. So there's a roundabout approaching. Now, one very important thing here about roundabouts. Very important thing. So at a roundabout, you have to wait if there is any vehicle coming from your right side. So any vehicle whose right side you are on, they will wait for you. But you have to wait for any vehicle that is on your right side. So I'm just going to demonstrate it over here. So I've given my right indicator. So here, I've stopped at the intersection. There's a vehicle coming from my right hand side. So I have to wait for that vehicle to go. There is no other vehicle coming. The other vehicle is at quite some distance. So then I take a right turn. These vehicles, I am at the right hand side, so they will have to wait for me. Some people are in a lot of hurry, so they don't wait for you. But yep, the common rule is that you have to wait. So this is part 1 of the video of driving in Melbourne. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm going to do a part 2 pretty soon, because I can't just sum it all up in one video. And if I do, it's going to be of about 30 minutes, and it's going to bore the hell out of you guys, and I don't want that. So this was part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you again pretty soon. Bye bye.